In your personal finance management tools, one key thing that people ask me is how much should you actually save out of your salary? Hi, my name is Desmond Bredu, an investment professional with Stanley Ghana Limited, and I'm also a chartered accountant with the ACCA and a member of the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investment UK. Now, I have a passion for personal finance, and I help many people with their personal finances. Now today, I'll be sharing with you some principles that will help you in your personal finance management. So we will start with some basics. I hope you go with me through this journey. Now let's start with the definition or the differentiation between savings and investment. I have realized that most people say that they save, but really, is that making an impact in your life? Now, savings is just putting money aside for a future expense. So for example, I can keep my money in my bank account for the next 6 months or for the next year. That is just savings. But when you invest, you actually buy securities for which you expect a return. For example, if I buy treasury bills, I am investing. If I buy fixed deposits, I am investing because I'll be getting a return on the investment that I've made. Now, in your personal finance management tools, one key thing that people ask me is how much should you actually save out of your salary? Now, there is this principle in mathematics which you call the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule. Now, what that says in investment circles is no matter your level of income, strive to save at least 20%. So your 20% is your reward to yourself. Why? I have realized that most people, whenever the money get money, it's about paying other people. What are you using to pay yourself? That is a 20% reward for yourself. Otherwise, you've effectively become an income redistribution center. That is, every money you get, you're using to pay other people. What are you rewarding yourself with? That is why investment is so critical in our lives. Now, I've been asked many times again what budgeting entails. Now, I always say that budgeting is a lifestyle, and it involves you having a list of your income and your expenses for a defined period, let's say a month. You can even further break down a budget to maybe weekly budget, or let's say annual, have an annual budget and break it down to say monthly and weekly budget. Now, what does a budget entail? So if I mentioned the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle, we can apply the same in the budgeting process. So you save 20% of your income, then to be left with the 80%. You break your 80% into 50 and 30. Now the 50% will go into your fixed expenses and the 30% will go into your variable expenses. Now what are these fixed expenses? Now we can have two definitions for fixed expenses. One, fixed expenses are expenses that don't change on a monthly basis. And two, they are also critical or essential for your survival. Example, you have to buy food, clothing, transportation, you need to pay rent, you need to pay loans and stuff like that. Those are those things that are critical to your expenditure or to your living. So you need to actually apportion 50% of your income to. Now the 30% is what will go into the variable expenses. So these are things that again have two definitions. One, they are not really absolute essentials, so you can really sometimes go without them. But two, they are also things that change on month basis. For example, you want to buy an item or a gift for a friend for a birthday. It's not every day, it's not every month that you have those items reoccurring. Let's say you want to buy data. Now probably during the lockdown, you spend more on data than if there was no lockdown or during the quarantine period and stuff like that. So these are the two definitions for fixed expenses and variable expenses. What has my experience taught me if you want to actually stick to your budget? Because I've realized that most people think that, okay, I draw my budget, but I don't stick to it. So what can help me stick to my budget? I have 3 things for you. First, don't set an overly tight budget. Leave room for incidentals. Because in my experience, I've realized that most people set an overly tight budget. And sometimes things come into our lives which blows our budget out of proportion. But if you left room for this to accommodate things like that, then you can have room to actually navigate. For example, you set a budget for transportation. maybe everyday Trotsky in and out 5 cedis. You go to work one day and it rains, and you need to pick an Uber home. What do? I mean, if you go and take on the Uber, it means that your budget's out of proportion. But if you had left room in your budget, then you can actually accommodate things like that happening to you and not saying that, okay, my budget's out of proportion and stuff like that. Number 2, don't forget to budget for the little things. Many people forget to budget for, let's say, Apple TV subscription, Netflix, Apple Music and stuff, and so many little things. What happens is these things actually take a chunk of our income. You might think that, okay, getting airtime 10 cedis maybe in a week doesn't actually eat into your money. But if you put those 10 cedis down, you realize that it's actually a lot of money that's been eaten away from your income. So that's the second thing. Don't forget the little things in budgeting. And the final thing is, people sometimes say that they want to budget in their head. They don't want to write it down. Trust me, it does not work. You need to actually put your budget on paper. We have many great tools you can use. You can use Excel. There are some apps on the App Store and Google Play Store to actually download and use. You can even use an Excel or even your notepad on your phone to actually budget. Now what that helps you to do is it helps you to actually track your expenses, whether you're making progress or you are not. As simple as that. Now those are the 3 things that will help you when you want to budget. 1, don't set an overly tight budget. 2, don't forget to budget the little things. And 3, don't say you can actually do your budget in your head. Put it on paper and you can actually have something to work with and track your expenses.